Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Fifer, served up by Wendy's on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Download the Wendy's app today.
Welcome in. How are we doing here on what day is today now? Thursday? Or did we officially make it to Thursday? Is that where we're officially at?
It is no longer Monday like you thought it was when you said it was Thursday last time.
Yes.
No, it is actually Thursday this time. Yes.
We have officially reached Thursday, which is a beautiful thing. I'm doing something today after I get off of work that I've never done before.
Skydiving?
Ooh.
Bungee jumping?
Absolutely not. No, none of that. No, it definitely
hot dog eating contests?
Not that at all. Hot dog eating contest, I've not done. I've done the cream puff eating contest. That I've done. And that was fine. I did it a couple of years. I never won it, however. Never won it.
That's a little disappointing. I thought you'd have better in you, Sparky.
Yeah. No.
More raw energy for the cream puff, you know?
I was a lot smaller at that point. Right? I was probably 20 pounds smaller back then, like 135. All this excess weight I got now came all the way, after 30, it starts climbing upwards and so forth. But
I would say you were smaller no matter what.
Yeah.
Then now
height,
you're still small.
Yeah. Now instead of being like 135 like I was all the way to age 30, now I'm like 148, something like that. So yeah. I need to lose weight and start working out again.
148 in like 6th grade. I think that's the last time I was 148.
So what were we talking about? I'm totally sidetracked here. I don't even remember. It's Thursday.
We got a great show.
I'm doing something that I've not done before. I have to go pick up my kid from the Amtrak station. I've never done that before. I was asking you about it, and you're like, you just pull up. You don't have to park or nothing.
Yeah. Just right up front, have them come out, meet you. It'll be fine.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Coming up on today's show, Tim Dillard, FanDuel Sports Network, Brewers analyst, will join us, get his thoughts on today's game. It's going to be not today's game, on Saturday's game. And then you have Cubs and Padres coming up this afternoon at 4:00. I'm not rooting for the Cubs, obviously. I'm rooting for the Padres, as we all know. I wonder how many people are watching this not rooting for anybody. Like, as far as Brewers fans go, you're going to watch it and just, whoever the Brewers get, that's fine. I don't really care who wins this game. I think there'll probably be some of that going on, but I would have to imagine a majority of people have a rooting interest for one reason or another. Like, there's a bunch of people that live in southeastern Wisconsin that know Craig Counsell, that know Counsell's kids and know Counsell's wife because they've been here forever in Whitefish Bay. So they know all these people. So they're probably rooting for the Cubs because they're friends with the family one way or the other. Then you have people maybe that went to Whitefish Bay or go to Whitefish Bay, and because Counsell's a Whitefish Bay guy, I'm going to root for Counsell because he went to my school or whatever. So I understand that as well. And then the rest of us all think he's a traitor and are not going to root for the Cubs no matter what happens. And then you have all the people that have come into southeastern Wisconsin from Illinois that are Cub fans. And you have people like Charlie, whose parents are from Illinois, that brainwashed the child to be a Cubs fan. So all of that, I would think a majority of people are paying attention to this Cubs game at 4:00.
I would think so. I mean, this should just be a fun game in general. And like I've said before, I think a lot of baseball fans are just fans of the sport, not really fully a fan of a team or a player. Like NBA fans are fans of players. I have so many friends who are just LeBron James fans or Giannis fans. So no matter where those guys go, they're just going to like that team. Or in football, people are diehard fans of teams and there's kind of no in between. Baseball, this is just a good series. It's a good playoffs in general. So far, we've seen a lot of great series besides Dodgers and Cincinnati.
Right.
Outside of that, it's been really fun. So this should just be a fun game that I think people, even if you don't have a rooting interest, will have eyes on. Oh, and Mitch Nellis said pedicure when he was guessing stuff that you were going to do later today. Would you ever get a pedicure?
No.
No
chance. No, I guess I shouldn't say no chance. At some point, when my daughter is older, she asked me to. I might, but
You have to.
Other than that, no, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I'm not Andrew Wagner, so it's not happening. So we have Tim Dillard coming up at 3:20, 4:20. Ty Windish. We have talked very little Bucks on this show because it's been Brewers and Packers and all of that stuff. Tomorrow will be all about whoever the Brewers' opponent is. We'll be talking a lot of Brewers baseball tomorrow, eyeing up the enemy, whether it's the Cubs or the Padres. So with the Bucks getting their first game is Monday, folks. Their first game, exhibition game, is Monday night. And Monday, I doubt we talk any very much Bucks because we'll be coming off of the weekend with the Brewers, getting ready for the Packers next game, all that fun stuff. So I want to get Ty Windish on today, Eurostep Podcast. He'll join us coming up at 4:20. We'll get some Bucks basketball talk in. I want to first start off talking about what I heard this morning on the John Kuhn show. Technically it's called 9 to Noon with Kuhn, and Rami Makloff and Brandon Snyder and all those fine folks are all part of that show. But John Kuhn and Rami and Brandon, they were all talking about Romeo Doubs like we did. And they were talking about salaries and so forth and value to the team, all of that. And I'm listening, not thinking anything. And then John Kuhn said something that maybe I missed. Maybe this was reported. I would have thought if it was reported, it would have blown up to be a big deal by everybody. But Kuhn kind of just let it slip and just, no big deal. I heard it was like, oh man, we need to talk about this. Check this out. John Kuhn was talking about Romeo Doubs and Dontavian Wick's name came up.
This week down at Dallas, there was some sort of kerfuffle in the fourth quarter. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was about. But Dontavian Wicks was mad, and he exited the game, and he took his helmet off, and he refused to go back in maybe for a play or two. And there was a timeout that occurred, and Rome walked over to the sideline and talked to him about it and let him know what he thought. And to me, it looked like Rome said, get out here. We need you. You need to be out. It was fantastic. It was one of those stand-up moments that you say, this guy gets it. This guy's trying to win. This guy's about team, and he's trying to bring his teammates along with him. So I don't know what the disagreement was about or the disgruntledness was about out of Dontavian Wicks, but Rome fixed it. And within about 2 plays, Wicks was back in there doing his thing at wide receiver. And if you remember, Wicks made pretty important catch there down the stretch in overtime. It was one of those moments where I looked at this and I said, Rome, you got it now. You understand it. You know the position you're in, and you're taking it and you're running with it.
Okay, so a round of applause for Romeo Doubs for being a leader, right? Getting his guy back out there and playing and so forth. So that was the point of John Kuhn's story, was to praise Romeo Doubs. I, of course, being who I am, caught the negative part of this story, and that is the Dontavian Wicks taking off his helmet and not wanting to go back in for a couple of plays, and Doubs having to talk him into coming back out and playing in the fourth quarter of a back-and-forth game. Like, they're not getting blown out by 30. They're not blowing them out by 30. They need all hands on deck, dude. And you decide you're going to go over there on the sidelines and pout about something? Now, I don't know what it was. I don't think John knows what it was. He might and just didn't say. So I have no idea what it was about. Charlie played, and Charlie's always ripping out receivers, calling them divas and so forth.
Not always. Sometimes I'm nice to him.
Most of the time. Yeah. So my initial reaction to that was that he's open, he ain't getting the ball, and he had enough. And he went storming off the field. That's my initial reaction. Because if you're mad at a referee, that better not be why you're leaving your team out to dry, right? If you're all mad that they're not calling pass interference and the guy's holding you all that, and that's why you come storming off, that's crap. Like, no, I don't believe any receiver is going to do that. Most of the times when a receiver gets mad, they're mad because they ain't getting the ball. Keyshawn Nixon, throw me the damn ball, man. Right? That was the name of his book. That's what these guys are. Because they all need to get paid after this rookie deal. And now comes out the report that, kind of talking to Romeo Doubs and thinking about broaching the idea of maybe a contract extension. I'm guessing they're not broaching it with Wicks. And Wicks, I'm sure at this point is like, hey, man, like, I want to get paid on my next deal too. And you ain't throwing me the football. Come on, man. That, to me, again, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. The question is this. Do you have any concern about the, quote, me factor causing problems in the Packers wide receiver room or in the Packers huddle, Packers locker room. You can take that any different way you want. Nicolay Law Fan Talk and text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Facebook and Twitter at The Fan Milwaukee. Sound off with a recorded voice message on the Odyssey app. Concern about the me factor. We had Wicks last year stay home and not go to practice because he wasn't getting enough balls and didn't like what was going on. And now this last game, Wicks storms off in the fourth quarter and don't want to come back in. And Dobbs has to go get him to bring him back in. Those are two examples of young dudes going, me. Now, am I against everybody trying to get what they have coming? As far as, hey, man, if somebody wants to pay you $50 million a year, take it. Don't worry about it. Christian Yelich. Great story. Adam McKelvey did. MLB.com. Great story. Talking about Yelich's guy that he was with, coming up, Jace Peterson, and how Jace Peterson really helped Christian Yelich develop. And now the guy that he talks to every day and they hang out, and they're the last ones to leave sometimes. Bryce Terang is his guy now he talks to constantly. But at the end of that piece of Adam McKelvey's, Yelich talks about the idea of the big contract and going through those down years and how that made him feel. There was pressure and so forth. And Yelich just pointed out, hey, man, I knew that's what came with the deal. I knew that's what that was. And some people are going to be super critical of you because now they're going to expect you to do more and so forth. Yelich had a very level-headed, excellent take on the contract versus what people expect, how he reacted to it, and so forth. But nobody was going to tell Christian Yelich, don't sign that deal. You may get hurt. It may not be the same again. Nobody's got to tell him that. Chris Middleton signs a big deal for the Bucks. Nobody's going to tell him, don't sign that deal. People are going to be mad at you. Glenn Big Dog Robinson. The reason why half the Bucks Nation didn't like him was because the deal he signed as the number one pick. Remember, he wanted to be the first $100 million man. That didn't happen. But after he signed that first deal, everybody was up in arms. He's overpaid. He ain't worth it. That destroyed him. And now who's the latest guy down that's going to get nitpicked all the way to the end? Jordan Love. Ain't going after Giannis. You can't nitpick Giannis. You pay that dude $60, $70 million a year. Nobody's nitpicking Giannis. Jordan Love, though, is the next guy, right? He had a year, and they went and paid him like $50+ million a year, and now you all are going to nitpick this man until he wins a Super Bowl. And maybe even after he wins a Super Bowl. Because the Bucks won a championship, didn't stop people from going after Chris Middleton. That continued on for years after. So maybe it won't ever stop for Jordan Love. But either way, my point is, you're never going to go after somebody because they want to make a lot of money. And Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, rely on somebody else for them to make money. Giannis is about Giannis. Giannis is going to dictate how great he is individually, right? That's how that's going to go. Christian Yelich is going to dictate how good he is individually in at-bats and so forth. Individually, he's not relying on anybody else. Receivers are completely reliant on the quarterback to make them money. So if the quarterback ain't throwing you the damn football and is ignoring you when you're wide open, he's costing you money. And yeah, you're going to get mad. Now, how you go about dealing with that anger going forward, that's up to you. But here are two examples of two young guys kind of being me guys and just being it out there for everybody to let's see. Now, the Dobbs thing was much more publicized than this Wicks thing that John Kuhn brought up today. I haven't seen anybody talking about this. But still, you screw the team by being selfish. How does that put you in a better light? However, Dobbs did it, and they're talking about a contract extension with him. So how much did it really hurt Romeo Dobbs in the Packers' eyes? Right? Charlie using over there, Steve Sparky Fifer here. Do you have any concerns about the me factor causing problems in the Packers wide receiver room? Nicolay Law Fan Talk and text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Facebook and Twitter at The Fan Milwaukee. Sound off with a recorded voice message on the Odyssey app. John in Hartford, I should say. You're next here on The Fan. What's up, John?
Hey, Sparky, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. So this wide receiver room has been a mess since Romeo Dobbs did what he did. When he came back after his 1 week suspension, they force-fed him the ball, and Jaden Reed disappeared.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but if I'm Dontavian Wicks and, Dobbs is coming to talk to me about we need you, yeah, where were we when we needed you last year? Where were you? You were pouting like a little you-know-what. So I ain't signing Dobbs to nothing. I don't trust him, and Wicks can't catch the ball when you throw it to him, so they're going to be starting over with Watson and Reed and
Matthew
the
Golden
kid from Texas. Yep.
Golden. Yeah.
Yep.
So from your perspective, you understand that there is a me factor apparently already, but you want to move on from them anyhow.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dobbs cannot be a leader on that team. He can't be. He blew that last year when he decided to sit out practice and get suspended.
So that brings up an interesting point then, John. Thanks for the call. So, Charlie, I come back to you. So you do a boneheaded thing as a player in a locker room. Can you come back from it? Can you overcome it in the locker room with the players when you are a me guy for a day?
I think so. I think most guys, if you've gone out there and you can prove to the team, you can prove to yourself, to the coaching staff, that you can perform and be a leader on most occasions, that you had a lapse in one of these moments and you could come back and still be there for your team, I think people will still be able to believe in you. This Packers team, even when he was still out last year, when he sat out for those couple of practices, guys sat there and said, you know what, I don't know what's going on with Rome, but I'm with him. And if he needs anything, I'm here for him. And he came back, and they've talked about him all season, how good of a leader he is, how much he's helped a guy like Matthew Golden get adjusted to the NFL. I mean, it seems like the locker room has forgiven him, and I say that's probably the case for most guys that are in that situation.
Correct. And the other part about this is when we talk about going forward and how you deal with it, they must feel like he overcame that and has grown up some since that incident. Otherwise, you're not giving a guy that's a me guy a ton of money unless they are truly Randy Moss, T.O., those type of guys, Michael Irvin, that are those type of special type guys. Like I said yesterday, he ain't special. Good player, not special though. So clearly they must believe that he is a guy. And if Jordan Love is stomping for him, and that's going to be Jordan Love's guy, fine. At the end of the day, if you want to fix this Dontavian Wicks issue, Jordan Love's got to fix the Dontavian Wicks issue. That's who's got to fix it. It ain't going to be Romeo Dobbs. He may go out there because Romeo Dobbs asked him and goes, and then he makes a big play, right? Later in the game. But Jordan Love is the one that's got to smooth over any ill will that may be going on in order to move on from it. Trav and Brown Deer, you're next. Nicolay Law Fan Talker text line. What's up, Trav?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
And we went through this, and Jordan Love is going to be the one that pays the price, right? No,
Correct.
It's about the team, right? Everybody wants to get paid. Well, give me this. I'm always open. Everybody's always open, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It just, yeah. And Wicks, just, I think Dobb, the last call, I don't give him an extension right now. I think Christian Watson, I was listening earlier, he extends the field, and he's hungry, maybe the inside routes, but you don't give, it just, we could have such a good thing, right? And it's just blowing up in our face.
Correct.
Too many egos.
Correct. Yes, no doubt. Yeah. There's a lot of egos involved here, but there's egos on every football team, and it's normally at the wide receiver position. This is no different. The difference is, to me, is Wicks is realizing if I don't get a bunch more balls thrown to me, I'm not going to get paid what I think I deserve on the open market. And if he thinks he's open, then he wants the ball thrown and not ignored and thrown somewhere else.
He's not worth that much, yeah. You got to go through everybody get their money. We'll win the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, just win the Super Bowl. Thanks for the call. But that's the other thing, right? So what's more important to a young guy? The paycheck or the jewelry? Right? The jewelry or the paycheck? Because when you're young, man, I got 10 years in this league. I got time, but I need to get paid, man. I get hurt tomorrow. I don't got any money saved up. I got to go find a real damn job. I don't want to work a real damn job. I want to be able to be done, retired if something crazy happens and have everybody set behind me. So that's the thing. When you have a young player that's unselfish and going, I don't need 8 catches. I'm good. I'll take, not that much money, a couple $1 million a year, $3 million a year deal on my second contract. Sure, that's fine if it means us winning a Super Bowl. I'll tell you right now, probably not going to find a lot of those guys walking around, Charlie.
No, probably not. I think with this kind of argument, you have to win a ring first before the ring really truly matters for a lot of these guys, if I'm being honest. This Packers team needs to go out there and win a Super Bowl and show these players what it feels like to win a Super Bowl for them to take that into account for the most part. Until you do that, I don't think most of them are going to sit here and take that type of kind of motivation coming back to them when they haven't gotten the money too. And I think there's certain guys like Victor Wembanyama in the NBA who knows he's going to get paid as long as he stays healthy. So he doesn't have to worry about the money ever in his career as long as he can play well. In the NFL, Joe Burrow, I think, is kind of the same way. As long as he stays healthy, he knew he was going to get paid. He was that good coming in and right away as a quarterback.
LSU smoking a cigar, winning a championship.
All these players on this Packers team, besides maybe like a Jordan Love, who I think he knew if he came in and had basically one okay season, he was going to get paid. Most of these guys don't have that type of mindset. A lot of these guys are young players who are looking to still make giant contracts, and you have to convince them that, A, you're either winning right now or that they're going to get paid. And right now, it doesn't feel like after these past 2 weeks, they're winning anything right now.
Correct. And see, that's the thing for me too, is I think at some point, and I don't know, I've never asked John Kuhn about this. I'd be very interested. How much is the agent at play when you have a disgruntled player? Like, is that player talking to his agent when he's mad about something first? Is he talking to the guys in the locker room first, reacting to something, possibly getting in trouble, and then the agent gets involved to PR it? So for me, at least, if I'm not Tavian Wick's agent, I'm just like, hey, man, if you're mad, that's cool. Can you come to me and let me talk to Goody and let's see if we can figure this out? Please don't do that again, because that's not going to help you get another contract anywhere else. Now, thankfully, that didn't make TV. That didn't make radio. Nobody saw it until John just brought it up. Nobody knew about it. The Dobbs thing, that made the news everywhere. That was viral. Everybody was talking about that one. Can't have that type of stuff. And when you're the agent for the player, you need to be in the loop to protect your player. You can be mad. You can be frustrated. Tell me, let me work behind the scenes with it. Please don't do anything stupid in the public.
But also, I don't know. I don't think he can be mad. I don't think he can be frustrated. This is the game plan that the Packers have gone in.
You try to tell somebody how to feel.
No.
You can't tell somebody how to feel.
But at the same time, I think the Packers would be in the right to say, screw you, dude. Like, we'll take you out and put other guys. Malik Heath made this roster. We'll give him more opportunities. Yep. He really wants to be on this field and want to prove what he can do. If it's just blocking or just running routes out there, it doesn't matter. I think a guy like Dontavian Wicks right now has to look at the situation he's in and see the prime opportunity he has to take that jump and be a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 1 for this team. And doing stuff like that is just proving that you're not ready for that.
All right, moving on. Let's go to Ram, North Side. You're next. Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. What's up, Ram?
Sparky.
Hi, Ram.
I think we've been talking about, certain scenarios for a minute. So this might be the beginning of a locker room issue that could hopefully don't flow over into the media. But I will say this. Who was that made the comment about spreading the ball around? And then we always talked about having a go-to receiver. So maybe Dontavian Wicks feel like he should be that guy. I'm just saying. I mean, nobody's really stepped up. And you really can't get 100% mad at him because it seems like it's wide open. What do you think?
Well, this is the thing. I don't get mad at people for wanting the football, Ram, right? Mm-hmm. I get mad when you refuse to go back into a football game. That's when I get mad. Okay. And according to the piece of audio we played from John Kuhn, I'll play it again. According to that, he refused to go back in for a couple plays until there was a timeout, and Dobbs came running over the sideline and said, get your butt out of here, man. We need you. Let's go. That's my issue. I don't care if you're yelling at Jordan Love on the sidelines about give me the damn football. I don't care if you're yelling at Jordan Love in the huddle about give me the damn football. I'm cool with all that. I'm not cool with refusing to go back into a game. That is not cool.
Well, then that's a bigger issue that has to be looked at, a deep dive on the cause and effect of what you just said right there.
Correct.
And I think that has not been addressed since training camp.
Well, that's the thing. Right.
And you know where I'm at. I'm on the T. Higgins tip right now. That's where I'm at. let's make a deal. Like
All right.
Monty Hall, let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal. They make
That's
deals
right.
in Green Bay. Yes, they do. Thanks for the call, Ram. I appreciate it. Again, here one more time. This is John Kuhn earlier today, 9 to noon with Kuhn, Robbie Mackloff, Brandon Snide earlier today. Now, the point of this was talking about Romeo Dobbs and why they should pay him and extend him, but he let this Wicks story out of the bag, and I was listening, thankfully, and heard it. And said, oh, that's a story. Let's talk.
This week down at Dallas, there was some sort of kerfuffle in the fourth quarter.
Kerfuffle.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was about. But Dontavian Wicks was mad, and he exited the game, and he took his helmet off, and he refused to go back in maybe for a play or two. And there was a timeout that occurred, and Rome walked over to the sideline and talked to him about it and let him know what he thought. And to me, it looked like Rome said, get out here. We need you. You need to be out. It was fantastic. It was one of those stand-up moments that you say, this guy gets it. This guy's trying to win. This guy's about team, and he's trying to bring his teammates along with him. So I don't know what the disagreement was about or the disgruntledness was about out of Dontavian Wicks, but Rome fixed it. And within about 2 plays, Wicks was back in there doing his thing at wide receiver. And if you remember, Wicks made a pretty important catch there down the stretch in overtime. It was one of those moments where I looked at this and I said, Rome, you got it now. You understand it. You know the position you're in, and you're taking it and you're running with it.
So again, there's John Kuhn. If you want to listen to the rest of that show, if you missed it, download it wherever you download your favorite podcast at, whether it's 9 to noon with Kuhn, when Mason Crosby show with Mitch Thunder Nellis, brought to you by Verizon, this show, Wisconsin Sports Daily, leadoff show, whatever the case may be. All you got to do is listen to it wherever you download your favorite podcast, and of course, including that Odyssey app, AUDACY. Why? In a world of tenders, Wendy's decided to make something more juicy, more crispy, and more dippable. New chicken tenders are here. Some may call them tendies, and yes, it's fun to say, and even more fun to eat. And Wendy's new chicken tendies come with an insane new sauce lineup, new Wendy's signature, new sweet chili, or new scorching hot, or choose one of the classics, honey barbecue, creamy ranch, or honey mustard. Whatever you choose, they're the perfect vessel to dip all your tendies in. Wendy's new chicken tenders are so juicy, crispy, and dippable, you'll remember them forever. It's gotta have tendies. It's gotta be Wendy's. Coming up next, we're going to dive into the Brewers, a piece by William Contreras in the Player Tribune today that we have to jump into. That's straight ahead. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Time now for your fan weather forecast. Right now, 71 degrees, a real feel of 74. Sunny skies out right now, which is a beautiful thing. I enjoy sunny skies like everybody else. Some rain is, I think, coming next week. Tonight, however, looking like it's not going to be too bad tonight, which is good. It looks like a low of 64. Welcome back. Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. Live from the 1250 AM at 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios. Sparky here. Charlie using over there. Cubs Padres get underway at 4 o'clock. Loser goes home. Winner gets to come to Milwaukee on Saturday and play the Brewers. Looking forward to seeing about that. Right now, Cleveland, Detroit in that other matchup, 0-0 in the second inning. So I want to talk about this Players Tribune letter to the fans from William Contreras today. So lots of good stuff, right? 3 years ago, my agent calls and tells me Atlanta traded you. I told him, trade me back. I'm like, Milwaukee? Okay, nobody talked to me. He said, crazy, I barely understood what a trade meant, but what choice do you have? So I tried to accept and I tried to think, William, be honest. What do you know about Milwaukee? Yes, for a Venezuelan kid, and even just coming from Atlanta, it's a different world, a different culture. But then I get here and I get to know things. It's an amazing place. The organization, the fans, it's such a great baseball city. Funny how it changes. Now, if I think about that trade, I got lucky. Now, if we go down in this article, it's very interesting. He says, one thing with Milwaukee, though, it's very calm. And if you're a guy like me who's giving 200% to win, always intense, you have to kill me dead to beat me. The calm can be helpful. It's balanced. But I think we had some guys in 2023 where, okay, maybe it's too calm because if they lose, it's not killing them. I remember Arizona beat us 2 straight in those playoffs. So we're out. I left the field. I'm crying, tears. I'm feeling so responsible. But then I'm seeing guys who are leaving. It's 5 minutes after the game, and they almost look happy. One guy, he's even saying to me, yeah, now I'll go fishing. I'm like, what is this? We had to move on from that type of mindset. Something was missing to be great. Who was the manager of that team?
Craig Counsell, your favorite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then this next paragraph, he goes, and then Craig Counsell left.
Right.
Basically.
I have a lot of love for Craig. He cares so much about our Latino players and always treats us with respect. And it's an excellent contract he got, but it hurts to lose your leader after you win the division, especially to a division rival like the Cubs. This is the thing, folks. Your manager is key to setting culture. It's like your head coach in football is key to setting culture. There's a great thing circling around from Pat McAfee, and it's video from when McCarthy, who now is a regular McAfee show, from when McCarthy joined them at the draft in Green Bay, and talking about this incident with A.J. Hawk flipping off the sidelines or whatever the case may be. And the game gets done, and McCarthy asks him to come in the office, and Hawk comes in all fuming, mad in a towel, like, what is this? It's not a big deal. He's like, hey, calm down. I just want to talk to you. I just want to know what's going on, whatever. And they talk about just how like everybody loved Mike because Mike always had the players back, always was willing to listen, was going to defend them to the hilt one way or the other, and was a true players coach. And guys wanted to play for him. And I'm not saying guys wanted to play for Craig, but when you hear Contreras talk about the laissez-faire attitude of some of these dudes after you lose a playoff series, it puts into perspective what they talk about now. In that article that McKelvey wrote on Christian Yelich goes, the biggest thing is we just give a bleep. That's it. That's the biggest difference. We give a bleep. And because we got more guys in this locker room that maybe give a bleep than everybody else does, that's what makes us great. That's what makes us, the best team in baseball. You read it and you're like, as a fan, you're probably like, wait a minute. You're telling me that there's guys on baseball teams that don't care? That are just getting paid and then they go on their day and they're not fully invested into what they do for their career?
Shocker.
Yeah, it wasn't shocking to me, but I'm sure there are some baseball fans like, what do you mean? Doesn't everybody care?
No. I mean, we talk about this with other sports too, especially like basketball, I think has a problem with this. Or a lot of people think basketball players have problems with this, where they just don't care about playing the game as much as they care about getting that contract. And I think that to some degree, yes, that's fair. It's a lot of money that you're getting. It's generational wealth that you could be passing on for the rest of your life.
Generations.
I mean, this is something that I think you should care about. You should care about wanting to get money. Yeah. But also, you have to understand that you are living the dream of millions of people that wish they could be in that spot. And there should be some kind of honor and pride to that, too, you would think.
No doubt about it. So later in this piece from Contreras on the Players Tribune, he talks about this year. He said, it's historic, but I think I can actually explain it. Okay, so there's this saying in football, soccer here. It goes, the ball is round, and what it means is the game is unpredictable. For example, say it's the offseason, teams are making moves, huge trades, huge signings, sure. But here's the thing, it's only the offseason. Once the real season starts, once the ball starts bouncing, capital letters, anything can happen. Most times it bounces in favor of the big cities, teams with the biggest investments, the biggest talent, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the ball just bounces another way. You can't explain it, can't predict it, can't pay for it. You can only go out there and play. It's just a ball. You know what I'm saying? The ball is round. He said, all right, so maybe I'm man a few words plus a few more, ha, ha, ha. But I wanted to say those things for Brewer fans because the journey of this team has meant so much. This team, it's so special. And for the first time since I won a ring in Atlanta, I'm really feeling that feeling again. I'm really looking around our locker room, our ballpark, and it's that same unidad. It's funny. I still have a little regret years later for being rude to my agent about the trade. Milwaukee? Wow, what a wrong way to react. Now I hope I spend my whole career here. And I hope to be on the first World Series winner in Brewers history. It'll happen, I bet. It's like Bob always said, no one better than you. Well, actually, Bob, probably some are better than me. I'm not the best. None of our group is. But if you're telling me another team is the best, man, I swear I haven't seen them. No one better than Milwaukee right now. No one better than us.
There you go, Sparky.
Come on, man.
Somebody said it.
That should get you fired up. Too bad the manager doesn't say that. But I'm glad that Contreras said it. And that's a great piece. I mean, go buy your Contreras jersey now. I don't know how long he'll be here, but go buy your Contreras jersey now. He says he wants
to be a Brewer in that letter there.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm glad, right? I think everybody, I bet you Corbin Burns probably didn't want to leave, right? I bet you Prince Fielder probably didn't want to leave either, but he wasn't going to stay here for some lowball offer. And it wasn't lowball. It was 5 at 100 like it was for Greinke and Sabathia and everybody else. They all Mark's giving everybody the same offer. So, and they all left. Sabathia loved it here, but he needed to get paid. So he ended up in New York, right? Greinke loved it here. He needed to get paid. So he left. So it's going to be no different there, probably. The question is this. What will Freddie Peralta, last year of his deal, and Williams' postseason performance mean for their futures with the Brewers? What will Freddie Williams' postseason performance mean for their future with the Brewers from your perspective? Does it even matter at this point? Or is there something to play for? Nicolay Law Fan Talk at text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. You can also use Facebook and Twitter at The Fan Milwaukee. Sound off with a voice message on the Odyssey app. And, of course, that Nicolay Fan Talk and text line, I've ignored that in the first half hour of the show. I apologize to you for that. I will start paying attention to that straight ahead. And let me also tell you, that Sports Talk here on The Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started. We'll talk more about Peralta and Contreras straight ahead on Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from 1250 AM at 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Check us out on YouTube. We're right where you want to be. Look for us, The Fan Milwaukee.
Down the right field line, got some barrel on it. That's deep. It is up and fair and out. Contreras is smoking hot right now. His second home run of the game. His third homer in his last 4 at-bats. 6-5 Mets.
August 10th, that game from FanDuel Sports Network, Wisconsin. Brian Anderson's so good, y'all. I mean, we were spoiled with Euchre. We've been spoiled with Larrivee forever and a day. We were spoiled with Ted Davis for a long time as play-by-play guy for the Bucks. Paschke and McLaughlin for the Bucks. We've had so many great announcers come through this area in the last 20, 30 years. It's just been incredible. Okay, so I want to continue on talking about this Freddie Peralta and William Contreras thing. Again, I read parts of that letter on Players Tribune from William Contreras to you, the Brewers fans. If you don't know what Players Tribune is, it's a very cool website. And just Google Players Tribune, and you will find it. And it's literally the lead one on the website. Just awesome. Just that last paragraph from William Contreras is enough for anything else, right? It's like Bob always said, no one better than you. Well, actually, Bob, probably some are better than me. I'm not the best. None of our group is. But if you're telling me another team is the best, man, I swear I haven't seen them. No one better than Milwaukee right now. No one better than us. I mean, you couldn't have wrote that any better if you tried, from William Contreras on the Player Tribune. So the question is this. What will Freddie and Williams' postseason performance mean for their futures with the Brewers? Because in this piece, William Contreras says, I want to spend the rest of my career in Milwaukee. I love it. I don't want to go anywhere. Nikolai Law, Fan Talk, text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250, Facebook and Twitter at The Fan Milwaukee. Sound off with a recorded voice message on your Odyssey app. Mr. Charlie, you have a message in the Dugout YouTube chat as well as we live stream this bad boy. Search The Fan Milwaukee on YouTube. What you got?
So our guy Q over there, resident of the YouTube Dugout chat, he loves hanging out in there, helps me jack out on Saturdays all the time. Q says, seems like the care factor matters in the regular season, but evens out when it comes to the playoffs.
And this goes back to something Contreras said earlier in that letter, if you missed it in the last segment, talking about in 23, there just weren't, there were guys in that clubhouse that didn't care. You lose the series to the D-backs, and one dude's like, oh, good, I can go fishing. Contreras is like crying, and the rest of these dudes are like, see you later, man. I'm going to go enjoy my offseason. And he was like, what is going on with this? He had just come off winning the World Series with the Braves, and now he's here. He's like, I'm going 200%, and the rest of these guys are just all happy to get to the offseason. Didn't matter to them one way or the other. That obviously has changed now because that was Council's last year, and now the last 2 years now, Murphy has started to change things. Yelich said in a piece on Adam McKelvey today on Brewers.com, MLB.com, about the fact of the difference is, we give a bleep. And most of us do, right? And that's what makes this team so good. And immediately when you read, you're like, what the heck are you talking about, man? What do you mean? That's the difference. But then you read the Contreras Players Tribune, and you're like, man, even in the Brewers' own clubhouse in 23, you had guys that weren't like that. I get down with the idea that it changes in the playoffs. I think. Because it didn't change for the Brewers, Q. Didn't change for the Brewers in 23, right? But I get what you're saying. Meaning, once you get to the postseason and now the ring is in front of you, now everybody picks it up a notch. Now everybody pushes in a little bit harder. And now the grind of the season is over. Now everybody digs down, and now everybody does care to try and chase that championship ring. But I still don't. I'm still not convinced it's everyone, Charlie.
I don't think so. Again, I think there are people that come into this and look at it like a day job. And it is for all these guys. This is what you do every single day. You don't want to do all the interviews. I get it. You don't want to do all the extra media availability that comes with this, all the extra commercials that you need to do because you're in the playoffs now. This is all stuff that I think these guys would prefer to avoid at all costs. But at the same time, this is what comes with it. But if this is what comes with it, you're going to get people that dread doing that. And no matter what, no matter if it means going to the playoffs, it still means that you have to go out there and do your job, which not everybody wants to do all the time.
Correct. And again, as I've said before, and I'll say again, if you are listening and you're a high school kid or younger than that, man. Find that thing that you love. Not everybody knows when they go to college. My kid in college, he's coming home tonight. He's majoring, double major in 2 things. And already he's like, I don't think I want to do this. Okay. Well, you got time. But trust me, you don't want to find yourself in a gig where you wake up and dread going to work. You hate going to work. You don't like the people you work with. You don't like the actual day-to-day job that you have. Try and avoid that. Sometimes you can't, man. You got kids. You got to pay for things. You got to suck it up and go do something else to make more money. Life is what it is. You get married and there's like, this ain't going to work. You got to make more money. So time to leave radio. Right? I mean, that happens all the time in our industry. But that's kind of what it is. All right, so let's look at these contracts. Peralta is going in the last year of his deal, Charlie, at what, $8 million, correct?
Correct.
William Contreras, let's talk about him. Next year, there's a club option at $12 million. Then, 3rd year of arbitration is in 2027. Then a free agent in 28. If we're going to be real about this, there's no way he's a Brewer by 28. There's no chance.
You don't think so?
You want to know why?
Why?
There's a guy named Jefferson Cuero. So if they think that they can sign Contreras and keep him, then they're going to move Cuero. But Jefferson Cuero is not going to sit here for 2 more years when he's been at AAA the last couple of years and go, oh, sure, I'll hang out in Nashville. Oh, sure, I'll play 1 day a week behind Contreras for 2 years and not build stats, not build equity for my next deal, and I'll just sit here and do nothing like Jordan Love did. Like, the odds of that happening are slim. Maybe he does it next year, but I'm telling you what, I think if you're the Brewers, you probably in a position where you're not going to pay Contreras and you're going to ride with Cuero because you've got a stud offensively for sure in Cuero behind him and you feel like you're good. Now, calling a game and all that, probably going to be a drop-off if we're being honest, because Pat Murphy says all the time how great it is Contreras is at calling a game. So probably some drop-off there. Stick-wise, based on everything that I've read and heard about Cuero, I don't think there'll be that much of a drop-off, if any. So you feel good there. I think from that standpoint, Brewers probably trade him and move on probably after next year would be my guess. Or, yeah, after next year, going into the last year of arbitration in 27. That would be my guess. Where is that coming from? Do you hear something?
Yeah, that's the